Good morning, everyone. This is Michael O'Malley here with the Hurricane Outlook and discussion for October 19th, 2022, around 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We have a lot to talk about today, including a hurricane threat increasing from Mexico. What impacts is it expected to bring to Mexico and the United States? All this consumption and everything. Taking a wide look across the tropical Atlantic this morning, we noticed that it is pretty quiet out there. There's not really much ongoing. However, we do notice a strong cold front that has now swept across portions of the southeastern U.S. This is now bringing some pretty cool temperatures to Florida. In fact, temperatures here in Orlando down into the 50s this morning. Certainly our coolest weather that we've seen in several months. It's getting that time of the year. Hurricane season is coming to the end in the Atlantic, but we still have one area to talk about in the East Pacific that could be of some concern. As noted yesterday, though, there was a tropical wave that was located in the Bay of Campeche, and we noticed that tropical wave has all but dissipated this morning. There's not really much left here. However, still some shower and thunderstorm activity pushing into portions of coastal Mexico, but at this time there is no concern for any tropical development on the Atlantic side. However, in the East Pacific Basin, we do have a tropical system. This has now been designated as Invest Area 90E right now, and this is moving off towards the northwest and will continue to organize over the next several days, likely becoming another hurricane in the East Pacific Basin. And this could be of some concern for portions of Mexico, and in fact, an increasing concern for those areas, but also down the road for potential United States impacts, especially in the Southwest and Texas. Now, if we look at the possible paths of where this system might end up going over the next couple of days, we notice that most of the forecast guidance continues to take this somewhere to the east of the Cabo San Lucas resort areas and in towards coastal Mexico, well to the east of the Baja Peninsula. Now, of course, forecasts can and will change, and there are some forecast models that take this close to the resort areas, so continue to monitor the forecast in those areas. If you look here at the GFS forecast, we notice that we do have a developing hurricane on the forecast by about the 23rd going into the 24th of October. We notice that this quickly develops, organizes, and matures into a pretty potent hurricane and moves just to the east of the Cabo San Lucas resort areas. However, the forecast guidance has continued to shift a little bit towards the west over the past couple of days, and so this now brings it uncomfortably close for those areas. So continue to monitor the forecast and certainly be preparing if you do live in portions of coastal Mexico. After that point, however, we notice that the GFS does have this making landfall and then continues that remnant energy moving towards the northeast, merging with some of that cold front energy you can see diving south right there at the top of your screen. And then those shower and thunderstorm chances do increase over portions of the Southwest and Texas, and moving into Louisiana. This could cause some concern for flash flooding and the potential for prolonged heavy rainfall across some of these areas, which could be a problem. Looking at the precipitable water field, we notice that all of those oranges and red colors in there, this indicates higher moisture content, more moisture to be squeezed out of the atmosphere, and we notice that it's very present across portions of Southwest Texas in the coming days as we get Invest Area 98 to make landfall in Mexico. And that rainfall threat will be spreading inland and could cause some flash flooding concerns, and some of those rainfall totals do get quite high. And looking here at some of the rainfall totals coming off the GFS, we notice that we do even have some 3-inch amounts spreading off towards the east, especially across portions of Houston, just to the southwest of there. And so this could be a real problem for flooding over the next couple of days. Certainly not excessive amounts, but of course, if you get 2 to 3 inches in a short amount of time, that could definitely lead to some flooding and increased river flooding potential. As far as the United States weather goes, we notice that, again, most of the United States at this point is pretty cool. Temperatures not really exceeding 70s, especially across most of the central U.S. The only 70-degree temperatures that we actually see are like in Miami and Key West at this moment. But temperatures even into the 50s across portions of Florida. We notice that the cold front has slid all the way down to the south and has now exited the state of Florida at this point. So those cooler temperatures will be coming, especially in places like Miami, and the temperatures will only get colder as time progresses. So certainly it is a cold start for this morning. It is certainly going to be a dry one across portions of the Midwest U.S. We notice that the CPC monthly outlook continues to favor a below average precipitation field across portions of really the entire Midwest. Only some above average precipitation chances on the East Coast and about normal chances across the rest of Florida and portions of the East Coast. Looking at the 30-hour temperature forecast on the GFS here, we notice that it's going to be quite cool across most of the eastern half of the U.S. Temperatures all the way down into freezing across most of the areas. So with that being said, I do hope you have a great rest of your afternoon and evening. Of course, I am Michael O'Malley, and I'll be talking to you guys again some more tomorrow.